What's up, YouTube? It's gonna be a quick video. This is again, I'm getting whole used to the whole putting videos up on YouTube, so bear with me a little bit. But the last review I did was on the CP3s, but this is actually an older release. Before I show you the shoes, quick backstory on these. These are Jordans. MJ wore these to the Olympics. Just creamed every other team that they played that year. I remember watching a few games and just flipping the channel because it was already over by like 6-7 minutes into the game. Barkley had his own little tirade about the Angola team, and all you younger heads can remember this. I was actually, I think, about 10 or 11 when that happened. But anyways, they were just smashing teams by like 50 something points. That was the only team, actually only Olympic team, to still go go out undefeated throughout the whole competition. And they were just creaming other countries. I think the closest game, was against Croatia. I think they even lost the lead in that game. That team featured guys like Dino Raja, Tony Kukoc, who else was on it? Drizan Petrovic, Vlade, for all you Laker heads. But yeah, that was the closest that anybody came to beating this team. And that team was, of course, called the Dream Team. The original Dream Team, in my opinion, the greatest team ever assembled. But in my opinion, the greatest player on that team actually wore these. The Olympic Sevens. I have the retro card. I think on the picture, I don't have it in the box, but I remember on the picture, it's actually MJ defending probably one of the greatest Croatian players of all time, Drizan Petrovic. Rest in peace. One of the greatest shooters to come out from Europe at that time. But anyways, onto the shoe. Interesting story. This is not the pair that I bought from the mall, actually. I did purchase these on release day. Some things came up, and I had to return them. I was kicking myself for a couple years, but I was able to pick up another pair. Not a dead stock pair, but pretty damn near close for a very good price. I picked these up with ISS from a guy who was just getting rid of his Jordan collection. I think I picked these up in the Torriello 4s, and he gave these to me he sold these to me for like 60 shipped or something like that. And this shoe was in immaculate condition. The tread is still pretty good. It's been worn a couple times, but I can tell this guy really took care of his shoes. I've never personally worn these shoes yet. These are actually in my shoe room, just collecting dust. But there's not been much to really say about these. These are still in very good condition. Very, very good condition. But let's get started. These, again, are the Sevens. First, you have the Huarache inspired collar. You guys already probably know about that. Another difference is the back here. On all the other Sevens, it says 23. This is the only pair that has a different number. It's a 9. It's Jordan's jersey number from the Olympics. The gold Air Jordan on the tongue there. The traction on these is something I wasn't ever really a fan of. It just doesn't look right to me. I prefer the herringbone traction if I'm going to use some ball shoes, but I guess they're going for a theme here. And the 7, of course, just a little backstory, was inspired by, from what I've heard, Tinker Hatfield in interviews, saying that it was inspired by some African tribal art. And I can kind of see that here with the spears and weapons and all that sort of jazz. Also on these, the gold tips on the laces. And I'm just staying stuff here as I see the shoe. And also, cool thing about the 7s is if you look at it, a little bit of imagination, if you squint a little bit, you kind of can see the 23 on the shoe here. I'll kind of go over it. Here's the 2 right there, the 2 and the 3 right here. 1, 2, 3 right there. You can kind of see it if you have a little bit of imagination. I'll hold it. I'll move the lace there a little bit so you can kind of see it. 23. Okay. What else can I say about this shoe? Personally, it's out of all the shoes I've seen with the USA themes, I believe they had the those sixes that came out that were supposed to be Olympic sixes. In my opinion, those are just nasty. I would never purchase those. But this has got to be one of the nicer colorways. I think in a close second is those other sixes they released. The ones I'm still actually trying to pick up. Mellow Warm, Ray Allen Warm to the Olympics. Then there you go. The Midnight Navies, I think they're called Midnight Navy sixes. Not the ones that have the the majority of the shoe is navy. The shoe I'm talking about has some hints of red on it, but I mean I will pick those up eventually. No, that's a must cop for me. Probably one of my grails, but every time I see them on eBay, they're like $300, $200, especially my size. I'm 11 and a half, 12. So yeah. When these came out in 2005, these retail for $125. I guess the guy that bought them before me bought them at Flight Club, so you can kind of tell they're real. There it says Flight Club. Has a face box. In my opinion, it's better than the Jordan box now. And the colorway here is white, gold, midnight navy, and true red on this particular pair.